¿Qué es la que hay? Welcome to Tony West DIY. My name is West. And yes, I bought another car. But I really was looking for another daily. A daily that I would feel comfortable. A daily that I would truly enjoy driving. Especially now that I'm working close to home. I looked for a Honda S2000, but it's only 2-seat. I thought about the RX-8. I love the body, but I kind of hate the engine though. So on today's video, I'm gonna tell you why I picked the Cadillac CTS Coupe and why I think that is the best daily drive. But Wes, there's better daily drive out there. So don't go anywhere and enjoy the video. Yes, I bought another car and I have to get this one ready to start taking pictures and try to sell it. If you're asking why I needed to buy another car, your question is valid. When I sold the RSX, that's why you haven't seen more videos about the RSX. I got my wife a Toyota Highlander, which I made the video. You can click on this card, and then I kept her car. There's no issues with this car. This car has 71,000 miles, only one owner. All the oil changes have been on point. The maintenance, I mean, you guys kind of start knowing me based on my videos. I love cars, so I treat them with respect. The car has an excellent gas mileage. The car has AC, and the car looks good. I mean, it's a 2015 Honda Civic. However, that being said, the only reason why I sold the RSX was because I was driving too far to work. I needed to commute an hour and 20 minutes roughly, and the RSX had stage 4 clutch, and you know, it was completely modified, and it didn't like the traffic. I said that to say this: right after I sold the RSX because of that reason, I got moved to work, and now I work 8 minutes from home. Yeah, I actually felt the RSX for some reason. I have so many cars since I have my driving license, but I never felt like sad to sell a car like how I felt with the RSX. I never were able to finish it, and the only thing that I needed really was the intercooler, injectors. Everything else was already done. Let me get some gas.
Yeah, she gives you feelings and yeah, she gave you purpose. Don't suddenly it changed, man. She really just for her.
So anyway, I ended up getting rid of my car for no reason. And yeah, again, Civic, nothing wrong with it, but it's not my type of car. Let me go to get some oil and an oil filter. I'm gonna do an oil change. I'm gonna take it to a car wash because it's 40 degrees here and I'm not planning to wash the car. Wash the Cadillac and then I'll show it to you.
I'm by myself, man. I don't need you none of
Alright, so let's talk about why I think that this is the best daily drive. And I'm gonna break it down in categories so I can keep it organized and not going back and forward. Let's start with interiors. Even though Honda is well known about having great interiors, especially comparing with GM, you can compare the Honda interiors usually looks a lot better. 2015 Civic had the digital screen, LED lights everywhere. I really like what Cadillac made with this car. I like the stitching in the dash, I like the doors, leather seats, and just how comfortable you feel in it. When I was looking for a car, I'll be honest, I kind of wanted the RX-8 just because how the RX-8 looks, not because of the engine. So this car even have like a similar RX-8 cluster, and the combination of the light colors are amazing. I like the carbon fiber trims and all the way inside the car, and usually the plastic look cheap and crappy, but I like this one. It does have heated seats, so it makes you feel comfortable, especially during cold. You know, it's been really cold during this time, and just that feature, it helps you feel more comfortable until the car get warm up, and then they start blowing hot air. The Civic didn't have that. So this CTS version is the performance package. It came with both systems as well. So if we compare it with the Civic I only had the stock radio, but I needed that sound system that I had in my RSX. The RSX, I had a 12-inch subwoofer with a Pioneer touchscreen, and I really, you know, when I wanted to hear salsa and reggaeton, I really had that bass in the background. This car comes with the factory bass as well, and the sound system sounds pretty good. If I would have kept the Civic, I would have to invest in a woofer, in an amp, and then because of how the radio is, I will have to get the whole dash trim. I don't even know if the second screen that the Civic have will work with the aftermarket radio. Talking about audio, there's a downside in this car, and it's the Bluetooth only works for calls. However, you can fix it if you buy a Bluetooth transmitter. Moving on, I still can answer the calls if I press the call button, which the Civic had the same feature. This car comes with a big sunroof. There's a lot of light that can come in, and the Civic didn't have that. Even though it's coupe, my kids still have a good room in the back. Trust me, they already wanted to try it, and in the middle have cup holders as well for them. Civic didn't have that. And also the AC, it can be separated. If my wife would like a little warmer temperature, which is usually how it is, I like it more cold, so we can do that. In the Civic we couldn't do that. The rear view in this car, it is a downside. I really don't mean it, because I usually drive using the mirrors when I go in reverse, but for some people it can be an issue, and it's just how sleek the design of the car is. There's not that much room to look to the back. However, this car comes with a rear view screen. Comparing with the Civic had a bigger screen than this one. This one is located in the mirror, but for me, I mean, it looks really cool, and it looks fine. And don't tell my wife I told you guys this. My wife hit a trash can even with the Civic camera. This mirror will automatically adjust if people have the bright lights, so I don't have to worry about that neither. In addition, this car is black on black, which that's the combination that I usually like. We used to have a Lincoln Navigator, and it was the same combination, and we always loved it. The Civic had tan interiors, so we had to put cover on because my kids were really like small and they used to spill stuff, so we wanted to cover and protect the seats. Another plus on this car, even though it's automatic, you can still put it on manual, and then there's two ways that you can shift. You can utilize a shifter or start shifting with the buttons behind the steering wheel. So finishing with the interiors, I think Cadillac did a great job, because even though it's Cadillac and it's usually known for that luxury style, the look in the stereo is really sporty as well. So it's that combination of luxury but sporty. So in my opinion, despite all the downsides comparing with the Civic, I still love this one. All right, let's talk about the outside, like the style, how the car looks. And this one, I mean, it's not fair. I'm comparing a sedan with a coupe. Even though a 2015 Civic, that gen, I love it. And to be honest, and again, my opinion, it looks a lot way better than the last gen. I'm not talking about the Type R though, that's a different league. I didn't feel comfortable in that car, even though it's a great car. It's a really reliable car. Never had an issue with it. So the reliability in American cars, I think, is less than Honda.
These American cars, yeah, they were known as good cars and but they're nothing as reliable as the stuff that Toyota and Honda put out.
However, before I do something, I like to do a lot of research. I go to Google, read a lot, and these type of cars are pretty reliable as well. There's not a lot of issues, and the issues that might have after a couple years is just maintenance, like for example timing chains and stuff like that. This car has 39,000 miles. For the price, I couldn't say no. I always loved the looks of this car, even with the sedans. CTS was like, I don't know, Cadillac was trying to compete with German cars, bringing that luxury, but at the same time they were trying to get younger people to like their brand, and I think they nailed it. Still remember when the second gen of the CTS came out. I was in the dentist in the waiting room, and they had a magazine, and when I opened it, I saw the car, specifically speaking the coupe. It was a Type V though, and this one is not. But again, I was trying to get a daily, not a second project car. The look of this car is just I don't know how to describe it. You know, it's like boxy, like everything is square, but it still had that hatchback type look that I always loved. You know, my RSX was hatchback, my RX-7 was hatchback. I had a Mustang GT 5.0 hatchback. My 3FCs, one of them were Turbo 2, you know, RX-7s, the hatchback. So I always love that type of style. It looks aggressive as hell. I like how thick the rear is. I mean, this car doesn't look like any other. The center exhaust, you know, that's not common on cars as well. At that time is when that trend of the exhaust coming out of the bumper came, and instead of having it on both sides, you know, it just have it in the middle, and it just, I don't know, it just go with the design. The car came with 19-inch wheels as well. The downside in that part will be how expensive the tires are, which it can be debatable because on the Civic I had 18 inches. However, in the back, this car wants wide ass tires. They're usually more expensive. The headlights in this car as well, you know, it has projectors. If I would like to put projectors in the Civic, I will have to retrofit them or go to eBay and get some eBay headlight, which I'm pretty sure after some time the water is gonna go in, and yeah. This car came with HIDs. Even when you turn the steering wheel, the projector just point at the side that you're turning. I don't know why that's needed, but I mean, that's a plus. This car just looks great. It just look mean. It's rare as well. You usually don't see it. You see the sedan a lot, but not the coupe. The only downside of kind of like the front of the 3.6 liter specifically, not the V, I think it's the grille. That grandpa looking grille is the kind of I don't like compared with the Type V. The Type V is more aggressive, it's more sporty, but you have options. You know, you either can replace it with a Type V front end, or there's some grills for this specific model as well. Let's talk about inside the engine bay. Honda is also well known that engine bay and the engine cover and the vault cover on the engine, it looks sexy as hell. I mean, look at RSX with a K20 or K24 engine in it. It just looks amazing. Usually cars just have either weird covers, or look at the new Supra or BMW. You remove the plastic cover, all you see is like shit ton of wires, and it just look ugly. And you open the hood of this car, you see the engine bay, you see the Cadillac covers, you see the aluminum strut bar that goes from one side to another. It's a thick strut bar. I don't know, again, it just looks sporty. You remove the plastic cover, even the 6-cylinder intake manifold looks great. I don't know, it just have some details that, at least for me, it just matters. You just have those details that make me like the car better. I'm pretty sure gas mileage is gonna be a downside, but at the same time, the car feel more faster, more stronger, even though it's heavy as hell. And again, for a daily drive, it will be amazing. 318 horsepower versus 140 something horsepower, and unless you're not pushing it all the time, you still will get a good gas mileage. Another positive thing is that the handling of this car is great. It's a lot better than the Civic. It's not as fast as the Type V, but you still can feel the power and how good it grabs the road when I turn. And you definitely can feel the 300 horsepower. Keyless entry. In my Civic, I had to press a button. On this one, I just open the door as long as I have the key on me. And even though I have to twist the ignition, it's keyless. Let's talk about the doors handle. You just have that weird handle like the RX-7. The common handle is in the door, and you just pull it or just pull it up. This car is just electronic. There's no handle, and you just put the fingers in the right spot and it will open it for you.
That's what she said.
Oh, the Civic is front wheel drive. This one is rear wheel drive. The brakes, it has 4 discs instead of just the front one. Civic had drums in the back. This car comes with the side mirror sensors as well. There's a car next to you, it would just flag. My Civic didn't have that. So I'm being picky right now, but I'm just trying to show you guys my thoughts and just comparing it with what I had. So it's just small details, small things that for some people it's not important, but for me or car enthusiasts, that will be important. So that's it, boys. Comment below if you agree with me. This is why I think the 2013 Cadillac CTS is the best daily, and I think the better version will be the all-wheel drive one in case there's a snow on the road or whatever. There you go. We're gonna have more content in the channel. Now we're gonna have Cadillac content, and I have to start learning the Cadillac slang, you know, like instead of Cadillac it's Caddy apparently. So I hope all the Caddy lovers like it. If you want to support the channel, press like, comment, or share. Like always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up on my social media accounts. Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at TonyWestDIY, or by Gmail at TonyWestDIY@gmail.com. Guys, this is it for today's episode. Stay safe, God bless, until the next one.